to encouraging private sector-led investment. House of Representatives Speaker is advocating legislative intervention to tackle insecurity. In Sudan, a military plane has crashed, killing over 20 people. The government at the center is committed to fostering an enabling environment for private sector-led investment. This according to the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun. Particularly in the agricultural sector, Mr. Edun spoke in Abuja on Tuesday at a meeting with the managing director of a private agricultural firm, Mr. Anil Nair. He noted that private sector investments are essential to achieving the government's goals for economic diversification, increased agricultural productivity, and enhanced food security. The minister assured that the government would play its role in supporting broader development initiatives such as constructing farm roads and establishing strategic grain reserves. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, has seen the need for legislative intervention to tackle the country's persistent security challenges. Speaking at a public hearing on a bill for the establishment of a Nigerian Security and Intelligence Trust Fund, the Right Honorable Abbas said this has become imperative as the security challenges are discouraging potential investors and fueling a humanitarian crisis. And noted that insecurity has also worsened food shortages as many farmers have abandoned their farms due to safety concerns. Speaker Abbas stated that the proposed bill aims to enhance the capacity of Nigeria's security and intelligence agencies in fulfilling their constitutional duty of protecting lives and property. The Ogun State House of Assembly has passed a resolution emphasizing the need for indigenous participation in the divestment of Lafarge Cement plc to protect the state's economic and environmental interest. The decision followed a motion sponsored by the chairman of the House Committee on Commerce and Industry, Assemblyman Adebisi Oyedele, at plenary session presided over by the Speaker, the Right Honorable Oludai Seremide, at the Assembly Complex, Okemos, Abeokuta. Leading a debate on the motion, Assemblyman Oyedele highlighted the strategic importance of the cement factory, which operates in Ewekoro local government, a region with one of Nigeria's largest limestone deposits essential for cement production. And noted that the majority stakeholder of Lafarge Cement plc plans to divest its 83.8% stake, with reports indicating that a Chinese firm is set to acquire the controlling shares. Expressing concerns over the implications of foreign-dominated ownership, Assemblyman Oyedele warned that such a move could impact economic sovereignty, environmental responsibility, and long-term industrial growth in the state. He argued that selling Lafarge Cement plc to foreign investors without prioritizing local participation could lead to capital flight, loss of local control, and reduced accountability to host communities. The House therefore urged the state government to engage relevant federal authorities, including the Bureau of Public Enterprises, BPE, and the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, to advocate indigenous investors in the divestment process. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has issued the notice of polls for the area council elections in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. According to the electoral umpire, the elections are set to take place on February 21st, 2026, starting at 8 a.m. in the morning at all polling units within the FCT. In a statement this Wednesday, INEC emphasized that only eligible voters with valid permanent voter cards and whose names appear on the register of voters will be allowed to cast their ballots. The Commission also confirmed that the bimodal voter accreditation system (BVAS) would be employed for the exercise. It therefore urged voters to ensure that they possess their PVCs to participate in the election, adding that the elections will cover the 6 area councils in the Federal Capital Territory. You're listening to the Media News on OGBC 90.5 FM. A Sudanese military residential area on the outskirts of the capital, Khartoum, killing several officers and civilians. The plane crashed late on Tuesday during takeoff from the Wadi Sebna military airport in northern Omdurman, part of Greater Khartoum, leaving more than 20 people dead. According to military sources, the plane crash was most likely due to technical reasons. A senior commander in Khartoum, Major General Bahir Ahmed, was reported to be among the dead. The military, which has been at war with the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces (RSF) since April 2023, released a statement on Tuesday saying military personnel and civilians have been killed without providing further details. Reports say Ukraine has agreed the terms of a major military state. According to the report, Washington has dropped initial demands for a right to $500 billion in potential revenue from utilizing the natural resources, but has not given firm security guarantees to war-torn Ukraine, a key Ukrainian demand. Donald Trump said he was expecting his Ukrainian counterpart, Mr. Volodymyr Zelensky, in Washington to sign the deal this week after the two leaders exchanged strong words about each other. The UK Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, is preparing to travel to Washington to meet Mr. Donald Trump after setting out plans to increase defense spending to 2.5% of national income by 2027. On Tuesday, the Prime Minister said he would cut the foreign aid budget to fund the military boost, a move that was welcomed by the Trump administration but labeled a betrayal by development charities. Sir Starmer will face members of parliament in the Commons this Wednesday before flying to the US, where Ukraine will be top of the agenda. The spending announcement came as leaders across Europe looked to overhaul defense policies over fears that the US could make a deal with Russia to end the Ukraine's war, which leaves the continent vulnerable. Mr. Trump, who has long called for European members of the NATO military alliance to spend more on defense, is attempting to cut a rapid deal to bring the Ukraine war to an end after speaking with Russian President Mr. Vladimir Putin. A nurse in Australia has been charged with making death threats and other offences over a video appearing to show hospital staff boasting about killing and denying treatment to Israeli patients. New South Wales Police said this Wednesday that they had charged a 26-year-old woman with 3 offences, including threatening violence to a group and using a carriage service to threaten to kill. NSW Police Commissioner Ms. Karen Webb said the woman named in the local media as Sarah Abu-Lede was prohibited from leaving Australia or using social media as part of very strict bail conditions. Mrs. Webb said the woman was scheduled to face court in Sydney on March 19th. The announcement comes after footage of 2 staff at a Sydney hospital bragging about harming Israeli patients went viral on the social media earlier this month, prompting widespread condemnation. And out of sport, Inter Miami forward Lionel Messi has been handed an undisclosed fine by Major League Soccer (MLS) for grabbing the neck of a New York City assistant coach after their match last weekend. The MLS disciplinary committee sanctioned Messi for violating the league's policy relating to raising hands to the fund. Messi's teammate Luis Suarez also received a fine for violating the club defense